Hello everyone, welcome back to this new Photoshop tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be making a very simplistic one-letter logo. This guy that wanted it wanted a green M with a gray background, so I'm going to start by just typing an M and scaling it how you want it. And first thing I'm going to do is actually make a new layer. I'm going to shrink this a little bit more because I kind of want it pretty straight up like that. And I'm just going to go in with eraser and just kind of try and round off some edges. And I'm going to use a circle brush because obviously I want a circle brush if I'm making something round. So I go back to my round brushes and I'm just gonna erase, just try to round this off a little bit like that. There we go. So now it looks pretty good from far away. I'm just gonna draw a circle with my ellipse tool and hold shift to make it a perfect circle. I'm gonna make it small so it's like about the size of text. I'm gonna change the stroke so it looks also about the size of text like that. It's pretty good. I'm just gonna move it to the text here. And what I'm gonna do, my plan is to offset this a little bit like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna rasterize this layer. And what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to go on my text layer and use my eraser and just get all of this on the outside here. And I'm going to cut my circle in half with just a free selection lasso tool, because what I'm going to do is specifically those two parts that are touching on the M, I want to like kind of cut those out, so you'll see what I mean. So I'm gonna just hit Control J now, and now I have that little part of the circle, and I'm gonna use my quick selection tool to select all of it. So I have that now. I'm gonna go select, modify, expand, and we'll do about 15 pixels. We'll try, and just go down to my M layer and hit delete. So now we have that kind of cool M design there. And I'm going to also do it, I'm going to actually do it for a bit of a smaller selection because I don't want it to cut off that, I don't want to cut it off so it looks like all rounded like that. So I'm going to go modify, expand, and this time I'll try 9 pixels maybe. That'll be better. And we'll go down to the M and delete it. So now I can deselect that. And we'll do the same thing with this part. Select it. Modify. And expand it by 9 pixels. Go down to the M layer and delete it. So now I've got this kind of design going here. And that's kind of what you gotta do when you're making a logo. You gotta play around. Try to do something unique and simple and clean, and it can end up looking pretty good. I think I like this, so what I'm going to do now is just merge all these layers together. And first thing I'm going to try is just making it plain green and seeing how that looks, and if I don't like that, I might add a gradient overlay. So I'm going to try that with a gradient overlay. So click gradient overlay, and we'll just change it to overlay. That looks kind of good. Let's try multiply. That actually looks pretty good if we scale this correctly. Just play around with some angles. I'll go back to 90. And I'm just going to leave it like that. So now I have my basic shape of my logo, so I'm going to add a background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this background, which I guess kind of copies Visual Arts, but I give him credit to this background. You can go subscribe to Visual Arts. He thought of this. So I'm going to go to Filter, Render, Clouds, except I want to make the clouds gray. So now I have that, and then we'll go to Filter, Liquify, and we'll just move this until it looks like a pretty swirly, just kind of abstract background, like that. And I'm actually going to make this background a little bit green, because I think it'll look better like that. So I'm just going to get a big paintbrush tool with green, turn down my opacity a little bit to about 20. I'll start with 29 and see how that looks. I'm just going to scale this up super big. And I believe 29 is a little bit too much, so 17. Still a little bit too much, I think. We'll try 3. And we'll do a little bit of a darker green now, so like that, maybe. And now I will just go with some black just to darken it a little bit more. That looks pretty good. So this can be done really easily. Designing a logo is really just about being creative and trying to think of something that can look cool yet very simple. And what I find easy is just using a circle to try to shape out your text and you know, try to make it look smooth and as flowing as possible without making it too generic. You want to try to add something of your own into it. For me, this was offsetting the text. So I hope my guy likes this on Instagram. All credits to Visual Arts for that background idea. I just couldn't really think of a background for this video, so I decided to use that. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next tutorial.